Hi, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I've exported this Scorpion into the Unity environment. In the last video, I discussed about how I created the animations and added them under the NLA Editor. But this time, I'm going to show you how I've exported this into Unity. I'm going to select the Scorpion. I've actually removed the floor. I'm just going to select the Scorpion and go to File and Export. FBX, and I'll select the location where I want to export it to. I'll select the Unity folder I've created and then select empty, select objects, empty, armature, mesh and other, and then just click. And when I come into Unity, this is the Scorpion mesh. I've created a mesh folder, so I have the assets. I've created a Scorpion RAID project, and within that I've created a mesh folder where I've dropped the Scorpion model. So here on the right you see the tabs I need to select to check the model out, check the rig. It's not a standard humanoid, so I've selected custom, and the animation type is generic, not humanoid. So I have the animations, so the default animations will work. You can see all the animations I've created are actually listed out here, and I can select any of these animations and try them out. So if I decide to try out the walk animation, when I play it, you see the Scorpion is running the animation. If I click on the attack animation, it's attacking. What I need to do to actually make the Scorpion walk. So what I'll do first is to drag this into the scene. So I'll press F, and that's what it looks like in the Unity scene. Next thing I'll do is to go into prefer folder. I've actually created one before. I'll just delete that and then we'll start again. So what you have right now is just the mesh, the Scorpion mesh. And if you play this, nothing should happen. So I'll make sure I have the Scorpion in my view. Next thing I'll do is to go to select the camera, the main camera, and then go to game object and then align with view. So I'll disable the stats here. So you can see now the Scorpion is directly in front of the camera. So the first thing you want to do is go into within the Scorpion RAID folder, create an animation controller folder. I've already created one here. And within the animation controllers folder, right click, go to create, and go to animation and click on Animator Controller. So I already have one here, and what it looks like is this. If I double click on this, it gives me this sort of graph. Now this is the walk animation, the default walk animation that the Scorpion's running on. I'll just delete that. When you create a new animation controller, this is what you see first. I'll just create another one so you see what it looks like. So go to create animation and animation controller. I didn't give you a name, so it just gives you a name, and that's exactly what you see with this other one as well. So so what you want to do, instead of dragging the new mesh multiple times into the scene, in Unity you don't actually drag each one from the mesh. What you do is you create a prefab. So I'll just do this, and then what I'll do is create a new folder within the Scorpion RAID folder called prefabs, and then I'll drag the Scorpion I drag into the scene into that space. And what I'll do is I'll select this and delete that. Now this becomes a prefab because I dragged it from the scene back into folders. It automatically converted it into a prefab. So now I can drag this back into the scene. So what it does is more like using classes, and they create instances of those classes. So whenever I make a single change to this model, it will affect every other instance. And what I can do is now drag multiple from here onto the scene. And if I were to create a material, let's say I create a Scorpion material, I think I have a Scorpion material here. So we can reuse this one. I'll just change the color to red, and I'll just put the color on this. Double click the Scorpion material, and then go into materials and drag that Scorpion material onto it. And then you can see it changes it. So when I go back to the scene, all these scorpions are red. But for now, I'm not going to bother about that. I'll just leave them as red. So next thing is the animation controllers. So yeah, the scorpions can't do anything. What I'll do is I'll delete the other extra two scorpions that will work with just one scorpion. So with this scorpion, we want to add animation controllers. But as I said, instead of working with a single instance and then multiple instances, we'll work with the prefab. So I'll just click on the prefab. And what you will do is look to the right here. You see the inspector. Click on Add Component and Add Animator. So I'm going to now drag the animation controller into that space. So what we've done so far is dragged in the mesh, scorpion mesh, created a prefab, and using the prefab, we've added an animator, and then I'm going to run. So nothing should happen because we haven't added any action to it. So what we'll do is stop it now, and then go into the animation controller, and then we can add in an action. To do that, all you have to do is go back to the mesh and open up the scorpion. So I'll pull the walk action into this space. And what this means is that when the game starts, animation controller starts from here and goes into the next animation. And we'll go back to the scene and I'll play this. Now you see the scorpion is walking. It's running the action that we created. So I'm just going to drag this to the side. And what you see is that this is the active animation, so it's running. So I can reduce the speed of this, for instance, for 0.3. I can see how slow it's moving now. If I put it at 3, see how fast it's moving. So you can actually control the speed at which the scorpion is moving. So I'll put it back at 1 and I'll stop this. The next thing you want to do is, it's walking in place. You need a controller. And in this case, we could call it a scorpion controller. A controller is just a script that makes your models do stuff within the scene. So in this case, I have a script, and I'll just double click on that script and you see what it looks like. So it's up here on the right. It's just a class named scorpion controller. So I define two variables, movement speed and animation speed. And then an animator, which is the animation that we already have attached to the scorpion, for which we already added an animation controller. So get the animator component attached to the scorpion. So what this does is it retrieves this item here. It retrieves this animation controller that we put into the animator. The start function runs the first time the object starts. The update function keeps running every frame. That's probably 20 frames, 30 frames per second. Anim.speed determines how fast the animation runs, and this second one moves scorpion forward based on its own orientation. The good thing is that I've probably just asked ChatGPT to generate this based on my requirements, and it's just giving me this script, it makes things a bit faster. So transform.translate, it moves the scorpion forward, and this is basically called whenever you make an update on the UI. So if I were to select scorpion here, and then drag this scorpion controller script into this space. So it's now giving me the option to change the speed and animation speed. All I'll do here is, first of all, save the entire thing, go and do an override so that it applies this to the prefab. Now that I've added that script in, the script is going to grab this and make changes to the speed based on the way the scorpion is moving. So now I'll play this again. Now you can see the scorpion is moving. So what I could do here now is use the scene view to view the scorpion as it moves. So I can just select the scorpion, on the hierarchy here. And when I play this, now you notice the scorpion is walking. So it seems like the speed is fine actually. But one thing you notice is that now I can go to the scorpion, I can select the scorpion and go into the inspector and increase the speed to say 10. I can see it's moving faster, and I can reduce that to say 3. So it's 0 now, 3. It's slower, much slower, and I can change the animation speed to 0.5, I see that it's moving much slower. So stopping this video, hope you learned a bit about how to bring in a scorpion into a Unity environment. In the next video, I'll introduce a few characters to interact with the scorpion, and we'll see how we can create a gameplay. Thanks, and see you in the next video. Cheers.